So I guess what I really wanted to do, originally I had a speaking slot here, and I didn't really want a speaking slot. It was going to just be an introduction to the posters. And given what's been going on the past day and Wednesday night, today, and I believe will go on tomorrow, this has really been a very exciting event. This really was something that made us very nervous when we decided to put this together. We had no real idea of what a first web science conference was going to look like, how many submissions we would get, how many people would show up. And we knew, because there would be many different people from many different communities that we were trying to attract, that it would be very difficult to figure out a single one-size-fits-all way to do things, because each group had a certain law conferences are different than social science conferences or different than computer science conferences. And we actually had a very sort of big surprise for us was when we got the original submissions in. Of the 50 to 60 we were expecting, we got 140. We worked hard to get more people on the program committee. We found people applied from each of the categories we had in the call, from many different departments. We weren't able to track that because not everybody identified, but we know at least 8 different academic disciplines are represented here. We had submissions from 29 different countries on 5 continents. We were not surprised about Antarctica, but we hope next year to get Africa to submit some papers. And I guess let me talk for a minute. You're seeing all the, this is a feed of just simply all the posters you'll have upstairs to see tonight. We accepted we ended up with 168 total submissions, including the second poster call. 27 papers were chosen for submission, for presentation. So the papers you've seen presented today, that's 16% of the total. And then we have about another 72 posters that have come, about 110 that were accepted, so that's between 60 and 74%, depending what number you want to count. So tonight there will be 72 posters. Because of the economic decline, many people who had a poster accepted were not able to travel, and we felt we wanted them to put the posters in the online submission. We've left the name of their poster up, so the reason you'll see a lot of blank posters tonight is those represent people whose posters are in the online proceedings, but are not here and able to present a poster. You will find the proceedings now linked to the WebSci'09 website, so you can find the papers and all the posters presented there. This has really been a very exciting time. Since we started putting together this workshop, a number of very exciting things have happened. One that has been making the rounds of the web today was an announcement that the Obama administration has decided to use semantic web technology to provide transparency into the use of the very large stimulus package in the US. So tracing where the funds go, they're using not the concept of data, but they're using RDFA and SMARTCL. Again, the technologies we've been pushing as technologists, many of us here, to me that sort of shows some of the importance of what we do. I mean, think about now the privacy issues there, the control issues, the scaling issues, the social issues. These are the kind of things we put this conference together to look at, and this is really why we need all of us here together. Other examples, there's been a lot of talk lately about some of the social problems that could be attacked if you could harness some of the time spent on the web. There are, depending what number you want to use, there are hundreds of millions of people who use Facebook, for example. They average about 20 minutes a day on the site, which comes out to a total of about 3 billion minutes per day. 3 billion minutes. So to put that into perspective, that is 5,700 person years of effort. on that one site on each day. Imagine if you could harness 1/10 of 1% of that time, just a few seconds per person per day. You would end up with a labor force that was the equivalent of a company with 150,000 people working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Imagine what we could do if we could figure out how to do that. Again, has technical challenges, social challenges. We've been seeing more acceptance of web science starting to happen. There have been announced at this conference and the curriculum meeting, we heard about efforts at the undergraduate level in the United States, at the master's level in Greece and several other countries, and a PhD program being funded in the UK. So again, a lot happening in this space that we occupy now, and I think showing the criticality of having a meeting like this one. So we were very gratified with the response. I think you will see as you're looking, this is just a feed of all the posters. We will be going up soon. You'll be able to interact with most of the people who've been involved in creating these posters, doing this work, as well as the people who've been presenting over the past few days. So there are approximately 75 posters that are up there today. You will see at the top of each poster the name and either a green dot or a red dot. The green and red actually don't have anything to do with value judgments or trying to separate people by social versus computer or anything like that. They're just a way of trying to make it so people can see each other's posters. So if everybody was presenting, that didn't leave a lot of people, that didn't leave time for people to go see each other. So we at least tried split. So the first hour roughly, we'll ask you to, if you're a red poster presenter, stand by your poster and expect people to come by. That will be on that side of the building. And on the second hour, the green posters, which will be on this side. So that way you'll have a chance to look at each other's posters. And there will be a few people around with lists of posters. You'll have a list of the subcategories of posters. So that's really all I want to say about the conference, but to make something like this happen, quite a lot of people have to be involved, and I'd like to say a few thank yous. So one person who I thanked this morning was Michaelis, and again, he's been very involved in the local arrangements, but we've had several other people who weren't thanked yet, and I was saving that for tonight. The posters were handled by actually a fairly large committee that's listed on our website, but it was chaired by Hugh Glasser, and I don't know if Hugh's here. Are you here somewhere? If you are, stand up. There he is. So let's give you a big hand. Hugh was the one who contacted everybody, made the decisions on the later poster submissions, contacted everybody about the posters and how to get them online and how to get them printed. He coordinated a large group of people who really did a lot of work, and you can see the posters look really good.